What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I swear some of you guys are so afraid of dying that you forget to live. So afraid and paranoid. Good subservient slaves that you are. So when I made my video talking about vampirism, whatever you call it, ingesting blood, I got some interesting responses, and I'm just going to talk about what I consider the negative ones and show you how full of shit you guys are, how ignorant you are, how you need to take a step back and think about the world rationally before you have a knee-jerk emotional reaction, okay? First and foremost, I don't appreciate your attribution of intent to me. I told you why I did it, and if I didn't tell you, it's presumptuous of you to think that you know or to even suggest that you may know. That all came from you. Own it. Don't put that on me. That's rude and disrespectful. I really hope you understand that. Secondly, I did not recommend anybody should do this. I told you I'm aware of the risks. And I said I do it once in a while, or I've done it only a few times, in small quantity. And I'm just sharing my experience. Now, I appreciate your concern if indeed that's what it is, and not just virtue signaling or pretending like you know something that you don't actually know. I have more knowledge in this area than you do, than most of you anyway, the ones criticizing it. If anybody is coming from or has any knowledge base when it comes to this, it's the person that's done it, not somebody that read an article online or listened to what Oprah Winfrey had to say about it. Okay? What some of you critics have is belief. What I have is knowledge. I'm not saying I have perfect knowledge, but it definitely trumps your belief. Now, I do understand, as I said, that there are risks to doing this, right? While at the same time talking about the fact that there are indigenous tribes who do this regularly, right? Our human history is full of people drinking blood. The Maasai tribe do this regularly, and they live longer than the average European by far, okay? If you think it's so dangerous, where are the cases of people dying or getting sick from doing this? Where are they? Because I just gave you the facts on some of the people that do this, right? I provided you with evidence, facts, and you reply with feelings and emotion. So I have personal experience and facts on my side, and you have beliefs and emotional reactions. But I'm supposed to listen to you, not you to me. Moreover, I also talked about how blood is in our diet. What, you think the meat you eat doesn't have any blood in it? Yes, I'm aware that you could contract certain pathogens by drinking raw blood. But how is that any different than eating spinach? Pathogens are everywhere, all over your food. And how many of you think about this or worry about this when you go to the restaurant and you order your steak rare, medium rare, bloody? Huh? When you order your sushi or steak tartare, does this cross your mind? Are you scared to do that? No, why? Well, because that's socially acceptable. And what I'm doing is taboo, woo-hoo-hoo, right? But what is the difference fundamentally? There isn't any. You know what? No, there is a difference. Why? Because I raise these animals and I know that they're healthy. You're trusting the factory farming industry that pumps these animals full of bullshit. You're trusting the slaughterhouses that contaminate the meat with shit. You're trusting that cook to not pick his fucking butt crack or scratch his balls when he's cooking your food. I mean, there are so many ways pathogens can get into your food, and you're at so much more risk than I am. If you think about this logically, going to the restaurant and ordering your steak rare, medium rare, bloody, whatever. You know what? Most of these pathogens, you could even get your steak well done and still get sick. How many people have gotten sick eating In-N-Out burgers? And those motherfuckers are cooked all the way through, microwaved even. And people still get sick. They still get E. coli. Because a lot of these pathogens, you really have to cook the meat to a very, very high temperature. A temperature that most people don't cook their food to. They just don't. And as far as iron poisoning or whatever, as if you could get poisoning from a nutrient. Now, yes, I'm fully aware of the fact that people who take iron supplements, big pharma synthetic toxins, are at risk of poisoning themselves because they're ingesting poison. Didn't we just talk about bioavailability of these so-called nutrients? The iron that comes in that pill bottle, it's not the same as the iron that comes in blood. And yes, blood is high in iron, but so is liver. Animal liver. Where are all these people getting sick from eating animal liver? Getting iron poisoning from eating animal liver? Where are all these people? And I'm not talking about the fact that animal liver accumulates toxins and that these animals are being given all kinds of drugs in factory farming. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about grass-fed, naturally raised, supervised by you animal products. I am so in control here in comparison to you, but you're worried about me when you really should be worried about your goddamn self. When you've delegated all this responsibility of food production to all these strangers who don't do half as good a job as I do myself. And you're not there to supervise what it is that they do exactly. You just trust them because it's socially acceptable. There's blood all in your goddamn food. Get over it. There's iron in your meat. Is that really what's killing you? Like, do people just stop and think sometimes, where are all these cases of people getting sick or dying from drinking blood specifically? Where are all these cases? Because there are plenty of people getting sick or dying from health foods, health supplements, eating spinach, beans. You undercook your beans, you could die. Right? But I should be worried about ingesting a little bit of blood here and there. And speaking of ingesting blood and toxins, look at this happy French couple. What about what's in that lady's glass? From blood to wine. They took the blood from you and they gave you wine. They took what's nutritious. They took the life force away from you and they replaced it with a toxin. Ah, but yeah, I know. It was God. God did it, so it must be good for you. And I have no problem with people's faith in God. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about organized religion. They took away this life force, and it seems like they took it for themselves. Because, well, there really are vampires out there. They do exist. This isn't even debatable. Or people that drink blood, okay? They took that shit away from you, told you not to do it while they're still doing it themselves, and they gave you what? wine, because that shit is healthy, right? So all of you clowns out there, drinking your cigarettes, eating your factory farm meat, eating all these fucking veggies that in their raw state would kill you in a matter of hours, putting all this bullshit in your body, drinking alcohol. You have no leg to stand on to come over here and judge me or pretend that you care. And I'm not saying that you don't necessarily care or that you aren't concerned. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're deaf, dumb, and motherfucking blind. You're ignorant. And I'm trying to open your eyes. But I'm not selling you anything. I'm not saying that you do what I do. All I'm saying, all I'm trying to get you to do is to think a little. And unfortunately, so many of you just have knee-jerk emotional reactions and you just parrot the bullshit that somebody else told you that's not backed by any credible science. It just isn't. Because I'm still waiting for you to show me cases where people get sick and or die from drinking blood. Because I could show you tons and tons and tons of cases where that happens. When they drink alcohol, for example. Anyway, don't do what I do. I'm not telling you to. I'm not expecting you to become someone else. I'm not judging you for your choices. I'm just saying, think before you speak. Look at your goddamn self first before you judge me. I really hope that makes sense. And thank you for listening.